G'day fellow creatures of the internet. This is the most must-see and subscribe Argonian here on YouTube, Bruzo Dragonius, right here in Skyrim. To be more specific than that, I'm in the Reach, and to be even more specific than that, I'm right in front of the very city that this new DLC has been named for, and may I mention the last one, that is Markarth. And the reason why I'm here is to show you around and this great new area that this DLC has provided, not to mention that of what the new things that you can do in this brand new and final DLC of 2020. So sit back, relax, and I'll tell you my experiences in the whole entire area of Markarth. And also, just after this, couple of messages from my sponsor, me. Now, actually, just roll a clip. First and foremost, if you are a veteran player for Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, I guarantee you that you will have the mental vision of the city of Markarth in a reach of what it would look like. From the city of Markarth, that was once the capital city for the Dwemer people, formerly known as the Nuka, but now occupied by the Nords and the Reachmen, as a city that is now known today as Markarth. A city where buildings are made of stone and are nearly stacked on top of each other, with some that are built right into the very mountain that separates the border between Skyrim and High Rock, to the very treacherous valley of the Reach that is full of dangers, including some of the Reachmen that are hell-bent on killing you for invading their land. The conclusion of my adventures within the year-long Dark Heart of Skyrim saga that was set in this area within Skyrim, and may I mention that I saw the object that is the Dark Heart itself. I will show you what it actually does at the end of this video. The reason that I had ventured into the Reach and into Markarth is that I was sent there by House Ravenwatch to investigate the whereabouts of the rare-card vampire lord that is Ryder Al Saran, so we would put a stop to his diabolical plans. And as far as we know, he escaped from us south of the entire map known as Western Skyrim into somewhere known as the Reach alongside members of the Grey Host. Not to mention that there are 4 Harrowstorm ritual sites sprouting throughout the Reach, all of which are above ground and no new ones in Blackreach. And speaking of this underground civilization of Blackreach, I have explored more of it, as this DLC has not opened up a new area of Skyrim that is this alien landscape underneath. So not only I can travel to northwestern Skyrim, to the Reach by cart or whatever transport, not only can I walk between the 2 areas of western Skyrim in the cold climate of this region, but I can keep warm and travel between the 2 areas of western Skyrim from the underground. Not to mention that I found out that Blackreach is also a connection directly into Eastmarch, as remember the secret passage in one of the cabinets in the basements of the Grindhawker Inn east of Windhelm? And there is like a huge dormer doorway as you make your way northwest of the entrance across the underground lake, where you enter the other side of Skyrim via the Greymore Caverns, and then from there, when you continue west in Blackreach, you will end up going underneath the Reach, or that section of where most convenient you access from the Dwemer Leafs only. There's a name of this section of Blackreach named Argonian Cavern. The section of Blackreach have been split into 2 areas. The west, which is Argonian Library, is occupied by the Dwemer constructs that are patrolling this section in Blackreach, and the eastern half have some sort of paranormal activity going on there with the building that gave me some scary, dark, and full of some sort of negative paranormal activity, like it's demonic. Well, all of Argonian is infested with the Grey Host activity, complete with the vampiric members of that cult doing Ryder Al Saran's bidding. One of the notable members of the Grey Host that I met inside Understone Keep is Lady Belaine. Lady Belaine was the advisor to the ruler of Markarth, that is Argonian. She seemed friendly at first as I met her, but I learned about her past as very disturbing and very unsettling. Count Verandus Ravenwatch, who is a vampire, we revived in the prologue quest before it had sensed something dark and manipulative about her, and the more I learned, the more I got disillusioned later, and I realized that she is a vampire herself, not one of the friendly ones to those of House Ravenwatch. She was a head matriarch of the Night Hollow clan that are allies with Greyhost. Besides, Ryder Saron, she is the bitch responsible to awaken a dark heart. The dark heart itself is a huge Daedric artifact that itself has world-ending capabilities, as it can, if activated, can actually eat souls of mortals both dead or alive, and in return grant more power to the vampires. I think, as I remember, I ended up granting omnipotent powers to Ryder Saron, which I later ended up stopping. Actually, this artifact does more than that, as it had caused some sort of dark storm, which was even worse than those terror storms I stopped. And to end it, I had to literally enter the void inside the Dark Heart, accompanied by Verandus Fenorian, who I met in Markarth, who I noticed huge fan of Verandus, and Lyris, who I met travelling with the Reach in a date with Sarsahan. And thanks to their help, I managed to use the powers of the Dark Harp against Ryder Saron to stop him and even killing him at his most powerful and omnipotent vampire lord form. Oh, and I forgot to mention that you really don't have to use a leaf to enter Argonian Cavern, as you can enter from the Reach to there on foot via a secret passageway in a delve or cave called Gloomreach, southwest of Markarth. Also, instead of giant caves in northwestern Skyrim with the cheese that make you temporarily grow into a giant in the Reach, there are camps containing very hostile Reachmen clans that literally attack you just for entering their campgrounds. And there is some altar that, when you come in front of it, you get some sort of blessing by one of their gods that ended up as what we know as a Daedric prince. Because of that, I can compare the Reachmen to the known equivalent of the indigenous people of Australia that are Aboriginals and Torres Strait Islanders, like the Sentinelese. There are also revival quests when you collect the stolen artifacts to complete a shrine to Hircine in Markarth, as well as other side quests. There are plenty of things to do in the Reach. I also learned more about what happened to the spirits once I got into the Void, as well as more about the culture of the native people of the Reach. Like the Greymoor chapter and the areas of Eastern Skyrim in the vanilla version of ESO, the Markarth DLC sure bring so much nostalgia of Elder Scrolls V to those that played the game since on Xbox and PS4 back in the day, just by the map and the environment it opens up. Despite there's still no right one and Central Skyrim out, I give this DLC 8.5 jars of his out of 10. And there you have it. I have showed you all that I can offer in my adventures on Markarth, as well as the adventures that I've been on while I was over there at Markarth using in the DLC. To be honest with you, I was at the Reach, but that's what the area was called. And remember that I told you about the antiquarian skill in the Greymoor DLC that you can open up? Well, just with this antiquarian event that was being opened, where you just sort of go and do these things up and unlock some new things, I have easily opened up this free gallery. I'm not quite sure if it's here anymore that you can get it, but I've got this area for free, and I'm standing right in front of it, and look at this view. And this is the front gate, and the very house that I can pretty much got as a home, even though they're making another museum out of it. So I'm starting to be a scaly version of the Robert Ripley. In case that you don't know who Robert Ripley is, look it up. But in case that you can't look it up, he is basically the guy that has founded, or what Ripley's, believe it or not, is based on as a series, or with his findings, or pretty much named after. So this is where the gallery is, the Antiquarian Alpine Gallery, and it's like right in the southern end of Skyrim, south of Solitude. So I just got that for free, but I'm not quite sure if I'm going to make it as my new home. I'm just deciding on that. So that's all this review setup, and this is a new thing that I found it. Comment what you think of the review and that. Have you been in Markarth? What do you think of this new place that I'm on? And I'm just going to wrap it up by just mentioning the socials that are in the description below. My gamer tag is Bruzo same as my shop is on this description below also. I don't really need to mention all of that. Thank you so much. You're all amazing. Please subscribe to this channel and please press the notifications on so you can be the first one to know. My gamer tag is Bruzo It's quite obvious. Thank you so much for watching this. To all my new subscribers, thank you so much for following me on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. You're all amazing. I love you all. And to wrap it up, I'm just going to say this is the most must-see and subscribed Argonian ambassador or online ambassador of Black Marsh, Bruzo Dragonius, saying these words that I usually say, as in, may the Hiss guide you all, and bye for now.